Good morning to you. I'm going to give this a try and put my bite-sized word together. I have been thinking about Isaiah 55, and I'll tell you where I'm going with this. I was thinking about the shopping list that some people have. This is not always in my house, but this is the case a lot of the time. When I have to go to the shop, I go and I buy bread. Must be sourdough bread. Bananas must be a certain size. Yogurt must be organic. Milk must be lactose free. All these things that we have, chocolate, not just chocolate anymore, must be a certain percentage of dark chocolate. Everything you can think of comes with some kind of substance that you want in it or out of it. What's the other thing? You can even buy gluten-free muffins these days. There's another important thing, xylitol instead of sugar, or whatever you have, honey maybe, coffee, rooibos tea instead of normal tea. I remember in the days when I would go shopping with my mom when I was younger, it was just the cheapest thing on the counter, on the shelf. It was the quickest thing you could get, and it wasn't always the most convenient. Today you can go into Woolworths. I'm actually so tired of those Woolworths shopping bags. If the vegetables are already chopped, they cost an arm and a leg, but because of the convenience, you can just steam it or boil it and it's done. And so this was my thought last night, that our lives have become so complicated when it comes to buying the things that we need. I wish I could remember that one thing that was so important now, like jam, no sugar, tomato sauce, buy all gold because it's preservative and colorant free. Now please don't argue with me if I got things wrong. I'm just thinking out of the top of my head that you can hear is quite blocked up at the moment. But this is where I'm going with all of this. Maybe I'm inspiring you to go and do shopping and look for healthier options. I was thinking about Isaiah 55 and how uncomplicated our relationship with God is, if we allow it to be uncomplicated. It says, ho, it's Christmas time coming up, ho, ho, ho. Everyone who thirsts, come to the waters. You just have to be thirsty. Made me think of the woman at the well. The Samaritan woman at the well, and Jesus said to her, she said, will you get me something to drink? Or he said, will you get me something to drink? And he said to her, if you drank of the water that I gave you, you would never be thirsty again. She would never have to do the journey to the well, get down, pull the water out of the well and transport it back to wherever she had come from. Water is a basic need in our lives. And Jesus was promising her water to drink of. He is the water of life, the living water. And just to experience his presence, to come to him in simplicity and faith and say, I'm thirsty for you. I recognize that without you in my life, I'm totally dry and useless and hopeless. And I need the refreshing of your presence in my life. And that's what he was saying to her. And then it says, everyone who thirsts, come to the waters, and you who have no money, come buy and eat. Without money, you do not need money to buy what God offers us. Buy and eat. Yes, come and buy wine and milk without money and without price. And then it goes on and says, why do you spend money and your wages for what does not satisfy? And the answer here is, listen carefully to me and eat what is good, and let your soul delight itself in abundance. Incline your ear and come to me. Hear, and your soul shall live. And I will make an everlasting covenant with you, the sure mercies of David. And it goes on in Isaiah 55 in verse 6. It says, seek the Lord while he may be found. Call upon him while he is near. And so I was thinking, with all my complicated shopping list and the things we go through as believers in the world today, that he is wanting us to find him. He is there waiting for us to call upon him, to come to him and say, God, I need you. I'm thirsty. I'm hungry for your presence. that he says, call upon it. The scripture here says, call upon him while he's near. He is so near. So my encouragement to you today is don't overcomplicate your relationship with the Father. You have full access to come to him. So all you have to do is acknowledge your need for him, and he's right there. Even when we don't acknowledge our need for him, he's still right there. But when we open our hearts and we say, God, I believe that you want to speak to me today. I believe that in my dryness, in my getting to the place where I recognize that without the flow of the Spirit in my life, I'm totally dry. We become like those dry branches of a tree, and we're not designed to live our lives like that. Maybe you saw my post yesterday. I've been doing a lot of writing over the past few days, and one of the things I'm working on, I'm working on a book that's just about finished. It's called the Prophetic Warrior's Handbook, and it's an extension of this prophetic life workbook that the warrior woman equipping ladies have, and it's a full book with some of these chapters taken from here, and I've extended it so that it's more of a reading book and an equipping book for anyone to read. You don't have to be part of the equipping, but it's for anyone to read about what God has been showing me about the prophetic in the season. So it's the Prophetic Warrior's Handbook. And then, so what I'm working on now is the Warring Woman's Journal. And every day, it's not a devotional, but it can be used as a devotional. But every day, it's what would Jesus do? It's what would the warrior woman do? She would not be discouraged. She would not live in fear. She wouldn't be concerned about Jezebel. She has fire in her mouth. She's clothed with strength and dignity. And all of these things are ours. It's our inheritance. Everything is our inheritance. And when we read Isaiah 55, and there's this invitation, you can't pay with money for the things that God wants to give you today. All you need to do is surrender and say, I'm coming to the water. I'm coming to the bread of life. Jesus, he's the bread of life. I'm coming to the living water that I don't have to go and buy. Do you know that you have to pay money? Well, you know this, to go and buy water that is put in bottles. I'm so glad that we do not have to pay with money. There are some people who believe that when you take you can pay. When you hear somebody preach and they say, if you give me so much money, God will bless you. God wants to bless you in spite of your money. Of course, sowing and reaping is a principle. We know all of these things. We give by faith and whatever. But when it comes to the blessing of God on your life, the refreshing presence of God in your life, all he wants is your heart and your willingness to come to him and say, I am nothing without you. I am dry without you. He's the way maker. He's the miracle worker. He's the one who wants to feed your soul today. So come to him. Go and read Isaiah 55. His thoughts are not our thoughts. His ways are higher than our ways. He promises things here. He promises to give bread to the eater. That is, and seed to the sower. That's his word. He wants to fill you with his word today. So have a fantastic day today, and I will see you soon again. Lots of love.